Congratulations, Tanya Gold. You went viral. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Lola at BeastTrainMain, and in this video, I'm going to talk about Nike's recent plus-size mannequin, writer Tanya Gold's article about this mannequin, and I'm going to conclude with my thoughts on both subjects. Please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell to be sure not to miss any new video upload. Thank you, and let's roll. The fashion industry was exclusive for a long time, and the beauty standard for women that it defined was tall, skinny, and blonde, which is met by only a certain number of women. That changed with time, and in the 2000s, the fashion industry became more inclusive as it started accepting curvier, plus-size, and radically diverse women. As time went by, the anti-retouching movement was born, and it continued to gain traction among consumers and wedding brands, and the lingerie retailer Aerie, which is owned by American Eagle Outfitters, famously embraced the movement and launched its Aerie Real campaign in 2014 with the tagline, "The girl in this photo has not been retouched. The real you is sexy." This was a body image campaign through which American Eagle Outfitters announced that it was discontinuing the use of supermodels and digitally retouching its models, this in an effort to encourage positive self-image. The campaign featured models of various shapes, sizes, and skin colors, along with showing their beauty marks and tattoos. This shift in the fashion industry also prompted an incredible number of brands to either launch plus-size lines or cast curvy women. Those companies include Gap, Old Navy, Banana Republic, activewear lines such as Athleta and Nike, just to name the few. Nike launched its plus-size collection in February 2017, so this is not something new to the brand. However, what is new for the brand is the presence of a plus-size mannequin in their flagship store in London, England. It is worth mentioning that Nike is not the only retailer with plus-size mannequins. Target, Forever 21, Aerie, just to name a few, have had theirs since 2018. But the Nike one is the star. This one is viral, and many have made their voices heard about it. Some are happy about this move from Nike, some are not. And one unhappy person about this move is writer Tanya Gold, and she made it known in the Telegraph by calling this mannequin immense, gargantuan, vast. She did not stop there. She added that the mannequin represents a woman who is not readying herself for a run in her shiny Nike gear. She cannot run. She is more likely pre-diabetic and on her way to a hip replacement. Right there, I feel like Tanya Gold is projecting on this mannequin. She is on her own journey, and she said she used to be obese. But how can you tell that this mannequin is representing a woman who is not physically active? I understand that the human nature is to judge what we look at first. But in many cases, we are wrong. Yes, this Nike's mannequin is thick, a representation of a plus-size woman. But do we not have plus-size athletes? In my opinion, declaring that this man can represent a woman that does not exercise merely because she's obese is ignorant and reckless. We have plus-size women that are runners, dancers, yoga instructors, powerlifter, etc. What do these activities have in common? They are physical activities. Tanya Gold continues on the piece. Advertising has always belied women, but this is something more insidious. I have watched the spindly, starved creature, the child ballet dancer who was for many years the accepted ideal, walking down the Paris runway in so much makeup you could miss the signs of malnutrition. It was an ideal designed to induce enough self-hatred that women would shop to be rid of it. Advertising is based on one thing, happiness, also says Don Draper in Mad Men. But the truth is not so pretty. It is an ease that sells clothes and bags and perfume and cosmetic act as redemption. If anything, the body shape that followed the ballet dancer, the Kim Kardashian body, was even weirder and worse. It's both fat and thin. A pornographic body designed by gamers, and if you are mad enough to want it, is only really achievable by surgery and sleeping in the gym. She made a good point with the fashion industry promoting insanely thin bodies as a beauty standard in previous years. But then she jumps on what she calls a pornographic body designed by gamers. That is a woman's curvy body with slimmer waist and wider hips and generous buttocks. Though I agree with her that this type of body can be achieved through plastic surgery, I reject her ignorance for calling this type of body a pornographic body designed by gamers. No, this type of body is very well designed by Mother Nature, and many women are born with it. For instance, African women. Don't go shaming people just because you like the good genes that they were gifted at conception. Pornographic body. Seriously? She continues her article with, I will never want a woman to hate herself for what she finds in the looking glass. Yet, this article sounds like a woman who hates herself for what she sees in the looking glass. The rest of the article dives into Tanya Gold's interpretation of what Nike's Mannequin represents to her, and how it is a promotion of obesity and fat acceptance. She accuses Nike of having become a friend to the fat acceptance movement. What is obesity? I would say, as a recovering addict myself, that it is most often but not always an addiction to sugars and a response to sadness. And as with all addictions, the only person who can save you is yourself. Recovery depends not on the collusion of multinational companies or other addicts, but on personal responsibility and seeing the truth. And you do need to be saved. Nike can be as accepting as it wishes of the obese female, but your own body will not be so accommodating of your delusions. The facts are obvious. Stay that weight and you will be an old woman in your 50s. The obese Nike athlete is just another lie. But increasingly, to say that is a heresy. I have seen fat acceptance activists campaign for public health notices, which tell people that obesity causes cancer to be removed from public spaces. They even tried to get a Cancer UK poster, which tactfully reminded people of the risk taken down from hoardings. How selfish, self-piteous and dangerous disease, obesity harms children more than adults. I once read a column arguing that fat people die young because doctors hate them. Really? Why don't you lay down your pen and just stop eating sugar? The word fat should not be a slur, but it should be a warning. So, it worries me to see Nike, who promote athleticism, treating the obese model as potential healthy in the cause of profit. It is as cruel as telling women that the child ballet dancer and the porn body are ideal. Where is the body shape between the tiny and the immense, which is where true health lives? Where is the ordinary, medium, contented woman? Where, oh where, is the middle ground? Good point about fat acceptance and obesity, but in my opinion, the point of this plus-size mannequin was dramatically missed. Yes, obesity is not healthy. Yes, fat acceptance is a lie. But this is not what this plus-size mannequin is about. By the way, I made a video just last week about fat acceptance, and you can check the link right here after you're done watching this video. Moving on, I personally believe that Nike's plus-size mannequin is a genius move. Yes, it is a marketing move, and that's what they do. They promote and sell their products. And if Nike already has a plus-size line, how are they going to promote that line if not on a plus-size mannequin? Plus-size women want to walk into a Nike store and feel that they belong. They want to see that they're represented, because then they know that they will find clothing their size. I also believe that this Nike mannequin is a way to encourage the obese to exercise more. We as human beings are quick to judge what we see, and we hardly put ourselves in others' shoes. Not every obese wants to stay obese, and it takes courage and confidence to decide to become healthier, and even more so to walk into a gym where the majority of people are either thin or very muscular, and decide to walk the weight off among all those people. So if fancy activewear is all it takes to motivate the obese to be more active and walk and work the weight off, I'm good with it. I'm for it. Hey, I myself like to look great when I go to the gym. So it's a win-win in my opinion. Now my final thoughts on Tanya Gold's article is that Tanya Gold, come off as hypocritical. In the same article, she bashes the obese for not exercising, and at the same time she bashes the mannequin that is in place to encourage the obese to exercise more. She calls out the fashion industry for bullying women, and yet at the same time she does the same. Furthermore, this is the same woman who in May 2009 at size 16 wrote an article in the Daily Mail detailing the lack of option for women her size and describing how poorly she was treated when visiting designer stores in London. 10 years later, still a plus size, she thrashes the options available to plus size women for better health. In the name of better health? I googled you, Tanya, and found your Twitter account. Your profile picture is far from promoting health. Hypocrite much? By the way, it is worth adding that the Nike plus size mannequin was not the only addition. They also added a Parasport mannequin, and it is amazing. Nike is all inclusive, and that was the point of all those new mannequins. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe and share. And as usual, if you have any topic that you'd like me to cover, comment below or send it via email or Instagram. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.